Well, let's get the coach's insight. We have Coach Kris Babler here. How you doing, sir?
Doing well, Richie. Thank you so much for having me today.
You bet. I feel the need to call you sir because of your duty with the U.S. Army Reserves. And what a lot of people might remember is just a year ago, you were in Hoop Dirt because you were a head junior college coach, and then you got deployed to go serve your duty overseas.
That is correct. I am a Army Public Affairs captain for at least 6 more days here. And I am coming off a deployment, and it was an amazing experience. And I'm just so happy to be here and back in the coaching community and talk with you.
Well, you got to talk about that story a little bit. I mean, that's unique. I mean, you were, had a great season. I mean, you guys won 17, 18 games. I think it was the best season at your school in 20 years. And then you got to talk a little bit about this deployment and trying to balance coaching with that as well.
It was one of the best seasons in the last 20 years. We posted a 14-win improvement. I saw a bunch of my guys move on to scholarship positions. We had retention. Guys were making grades. So we had the ball rolling in the right direction there. And, I enlisted in the Army 6 years ago, and they called my number. Nobody saw it coming. It came up quickly. And I'm proud to have done it.
Well, talk about that, because you were a first-year head coach, and all of a sudden you guys have this really good year. I mean, really good year. And you get deployed. How did you handle the news of being deployed, taken from your job and then going overseas?
We face the same stress that any other military member faces. It's just unique in sports. You don't see a lot of folks who are in the service, but there's been a lot of coaches who have done it. So I deployed as a public affairs officer. I got to manage journalists, photojournalists, videographers, storytellers like yourself, and we got to travel across continents, across multiple countries, telling the Army story.
Well, talk about that with coaching, because you were deployed. How did that impact your coaching career? Not just that, influence your coaching style?
Well, I had to look at it from the short term to the long term. It was a big trade-off for the opportunity costs over the last several years serving. But long term, it was just an excellent learning opportunity. I really gained an understanding of teams and how to build teams and lead. And I think it's really impacted the results that I've had on the court.
You talk about that impact. Does it have an impact on your players at all?
Yeah. Basketball isn't war. It's not life or death. We really take an approach that the 2 hours we spend on the court together is going to be fun. And every chance I've got to have a one-on-one conversation with my guys or with other coaches or with teachers or administrators in our school, that's an opportunity to have fun. That's what we do this for. So it's really an experience that has taken the highly competitive nature of basketball and allowed me to have the perspective that this is a learning opportunity and it's meant to be fun.
I mean, it certainly puts life in perspective, everything in perspective, basketball in perspective. I mean, here you are, Kris Babler, a man who's fought overseas for our country. Beautiful service. I mean, doesn't that just put everything in perspective for everybody?
I certainly hope it does. And it's, service members get a lot of recognition at your sporting events, but to actually have walked in the shoes of my fellow soldiers, sailors, airmen, it's really a great honor, because those folks sacrifice every day, and it's a sacrifice in your career, in your relationships, and that deserves the recognition that we give.
Well, we appreciate it. Thank you for your service. I appreciate it. I'm sure everybody watching this appreciates it. It's an amazing story, and I think you're a coach that everybody should look up to.
Richie, I appreciate it. I just want to send a big thanks to you and to the support that Hoop Dirt's given me over the last year. It's a wonderful site. I can't believe that it's taken the coaching community this long to be able to exchange knowledge like this. And I look forward to, meeting all the coaches out there.
Appreciate it, Coach.
Thank you.